understand what you can control and what you cannot control. So markets and selling at certain points in the market is we're going to have this. And one of the questions that had come through is, will there be another downturn? I can categorically say there will absolutely be another downturn. When is the question, and when, nobody knows. And so along this cycle, whether it be, you go back 6 months ago and things were looking rosy to where we're looking now, and certainly markets have fallen significantly. Could anyone foresee this going back 6 months ago? The answer is no. There will be times like this. There have been times like this in the past, and there will certainly be times like this in the future.
Tony, can we just start on belief two for a moment?
Yep.
From what you see in the market, what do you think the general behaviour of the market is? You know, we quite often hear of stock picks and people tell me when to buy and sell. You know, you're with your friends or your mates at a barbecue and someone's got a stock pick for you. Given this graph that's in front of us now showing market behaviour, what do you generally see people doing that are trying to pick the market? How do you think that generally goes for people?
I'm going to steal a line that Lee used the other day, and it's like catching a falling knife. And it is, you can't pick and choose when to get in and when to get out, because you'll never get it right. And a good example I've had just with and I'll talk about superannuation and being able to access your super. So that's come up once or twice where I've received clients just out of curiosity saying, well, okay, do you think it's a good idea? And no, it's not. Unless you absolutely need the money and there is, you're out of a job, you're not, and what you're getting from, let's say, Centrelink is not enough, then I do not believe that you should be taking money out of your superannuation, because that will have a significant impact. You're selling now at a point where the market is 20% lower than where it was a number of months ago. You're probably having to sell assets out of your superannuation because it probably wasn't sitting in cash, and you're selling those assets at a 20% discount to where they were 3 to 4 months ago. So it's to answer the question about should I get out of superannuation? Not if you don't need to. And in relation to, as I was saying before, it is like catching a falling knife. You're not going to get it right.
So is it fair to say, in terms of people buying and selling shares, that it's a common occurrence that you see people buying, looking at that current slide, you're buying at 4 and 5, selling at number 13, and then buying again at 19?
You see people trying to do that and people asking about that, but patience has been, patience delivers good returns over a long term, and this is part of our philosophy. And it is, as it says there, understand what you can and cannot control. You can't control what happens in the market. All you can control is, look, I got in at a certain point in time. The assets that we have bought are good quality assets. And I know that Lee will touch on that a little bit later on, as will Greg. But in relation to, if you buy good quality assets, irrespective of what happens, they will they will go along okay. An example, let's talk about this current downturn. Woolies and Coles. They've done fantastically well during this downturn, yet there's been other companies that certainly haven't. And it's about taking advantage of companies that, you know what, it's not all going to go, we're not going to sell at the bottom because, as it says here, on point 11, enough I'm selling out and staying out. Well, that's not going to help you at all.
That's what we see you guys for. Okay, thanks.